A Visit from St. Chrysalis, or A Topaz and Idol's Hearth Warming, by BHS Desk, narrated by Equinox 3141. 'Twas the week of Hearth's Warming, and all through the lands many ponies were singing or playing in bands. All the hearths in Equestria, festive and bold, decorated in hopes of dispelling the cold. And I in my armor, and Topaz in her glasses, ate honeydews candies. I confess I ate masses. When all of a sudden, from winter skies falling, came flecks of white dandruff. I found it appalling. I admit that in hindsight 'twas not apropos to hide under the sofa in terrified throes. You see, in the Badlands, where it is always hot, the sky never sheds dandruff. Oh, perish the thought. "Oh, Idol," said Topaz, who gently explained that the sky wasn't molting, 'twas really cold rain. Or something quite similar. I paid no attention, convinced that, like trains, 'twas a horrid invention of some crazy Pegasi, arrogant, smug, who neglected the feelings of poor disguised bugs. "It's fine," Topaz said. "Here, I'll show you. It's harmless." Then to my horror, she strode out, alarmless, and stood there aglow in the flurry of flakes. It was quite unhygienic for Celestia's sakes. To my utter disgust, Topaz opened her muzzle and then stuck out her tongue, as to why I was puzzled. As they blew over us, I stood inside awry, convinced that the end of creation was nigh. Clearly Topaz had gone absolutely insane, so I galloped outside to protect her poor brain. With a leap from the threshold I tackled the mare, and she spouted some words that I really don't care to repeat, which was when she demanded to know what the buck was my problem. Had I never seen snow? "Snow?" I replied. I had not heard the word before now, which she thought was completely absurd. "Snow," she said patiently. "Crystalline ice. It falls from the sky, and it looks really nice. But it's cold and it's damp." And politely she coughed, and she kindly requested I get the buck off. For, in haste to protect her, I saw, with regret, I had rendered the poor mare quite thoroughly wet. This I said to dear Topaz, who turned red in haste, and made very strange noises, I assume of disgrace. Confusion then followed, as 'twas wont to occur. "Tell me more about snow," was what I said to her. So she told me that raindrops would freeze and shrink down into these little snowflakes now blanketing town. I goggled at Topaz, once more reminded ponies knew stranger things than all changeling kind did. Except for the queen. Of course she's the exception. She knows everything, even snow, I would reckon. No sooner had I gained control of my senses than Topaz did something that broke my defenses. She retrieved a small bowl from the house, which she filled to the brim with the snowflakes, all piled and chilled. "You see," said my Topaz. "Go on, take a peek. Each little flake in the bowl is completely unique. In their shape, in their size, in their crystalline spikes, just like ponies and bugs. There's no two quite alike." I admitted the subject held some fascination for me, though I questioned the mare's explanation. For snowflakes and ponies, I'm certain can thrive on their differences many and somehow survive. But for changelings, we can't.
Hiya, Topaz. Hiya, Sergeant Hoofs. Or is it Corporal Hoofs now? Sorry, this was written like 6 years ago. No one's bothered updating it to the current canon. What you doing?
Said Pinkie Pie suddenly, and lo did I see, as my soul filled with dread, the pink demon's visage as she poked forth her head. From the cold wet impressions our bodies had made, in this infernal snow the pink demon displayed a huge smile of interest and...
"Oh, you're doing a poem! I get it now, it's all rhymey and stuff,"
said Pinkie. "Away with you, demon!" Those words I had spoken, appalled that the fourth wall was thoroughly broken.
"Idol should relax. Little flakes of snow are not things to be scared of,"
said Pinkie. "Please," I said, fuming. "We haven't the time for such nonsense. That stanza did not even rhyme."
"Silly, haikus are noble Naponies poems, you stick in the mud," said Pinkie with infuriating smugness.
With that I confess that my patience retreated, and I bellowed some words that shall not be repeated. At Pinkie, who shrugged and went pronking along, off to irritate others, perhaps done so in song. To Topaz I moaned, and I said, quite unfiltered, that perhaps this poem had gone fully off-kilter, when whom to my wandering eyes should appear but Queen Chrysalis herself with a pasted-on beard. "Who dares to put this infernal thing upon my face?" the queen said with a huff, and to whoever's game this is, that is quite enough. Shocked to find Chrysalis, I went up to greet her, though I had to inform her that she was just a bit off meter. She narrowed her eyes, and I backed up a pace as she called my jest a repugnant disgrace. Chrysalis ruffled the coat that she had somehow found, and pondered, how did he keep it from dragging on the ground? Topaz gently broke in, saying she'd be remiss if not pointing out ponies don't have Santa myths.
So this bit makes no sense,
she said matter-of-factly, and Chrysalis muttered, resigned, Exactly. It wasn't by choice to go bending my back. It's all drivel, said she. But if I'm going to hack it, we're doing this my way. Ahem. Happy heartswarming to you, drone idol. May you not feel morose or suicidal. I'm here in this getup purely to set up the joke that they used in the title. I stared at the queen in a pure state of shock, which was when I decided enough of this schlock. Perhaps poetry is not my forte after all.
Definitely not. Let's go curl up by the fire.
An excellent idea. We are never doing this again.
Never.